First step to making the shrimp po' boy is to devein your shrimp if you have to, and also clean them if you have to, meaning take the head off, um, or take the legs off, the eyeballs, whatever you got to take off. So I'm going to go ahead and butterfly these shrimp. I noticed that when I made this recipe the first time, I didn't butterfly them and it did not turn out good. I'll get more details later. But first you want to just go ahead and cut the shell down the center on the same line as they have already cut, or on the same vein line. It'll come off so easily. It'll just be like a ball. And the sound that it makes when it comes off is kind of satisfying. So let me know. So now that our strip are done, nice. We have about 10 shrimp, so 5 per sandwich. Make sure your eggs are not cracked before you try to use it. So these are all of my ingredients. I'm going to use Zatarain's fish fry, and I need 1 egg. So you only need 1 egg, and I know this is going to be a surprise for a few people because normally when I see eggs, I always see 2 when it comes to batter. But all you have to do is scramble it, and it will make more liquid, so you'll be able to stretch it more. Like, it's just unnecessary, and it adds more calories when it's not even needed. I'm just gathering up the rest of my ingredients, and here we have our shrimp, we have our egg, we have our Zatarain's seasoned fish fry. Very important, this is the seasoned Zatarain's fish fry. And I know they make a lot of different brands, but this Zatarain's brand is one that I always use. We also have breadcrumbs, and we're going to have one more ingredient, obey. Now, these are all the ingredients I used in the entire recipe to make the shrimp itself. Now, there is other things that you might need, like, hey, you want a side, you can, make whatever you want. You can do french fries, you can do a salad, you can make whatever you want, honestly. And I went with some french fries. And we're going to do the obvious seasoned fries. So I did fry the fries as well. Like, this meal is bad. It's unhealthy, but we're not trying to be healthy. We're just trying to eat good, okay? And we have our lettuce and our tomato, and I also use a sliced cheese as well, but it was a sharp cheddar sliced cheese that comes, yep, that's it right there. And I buy this from Costco. The Zatarain's fish fry came from Costco. The panko, the Progresso breadcrumbs probably came from Safeway. The Obey probably came from Sam's, and then we buy Costco eggs. So those are pretty much the stores we shop at. And the shrimp are also from Costco. They're the 21 and 45 or 35 amount bag, which I found that was off because but anyway. So now we're going to prepare our shrimp. We're going to do a few different dips because the shrimp needs a nice coating to stick. Like I mentioned earlier, I did make this recipe already, but I didn't butterfly my shrimp that well. They ended up curling up, so I kind of had shrimp balls after they were finished cooking, which was a hassle to eat in the sandwich because of the lettuce and the water from the lettuce and tomato, and then the mayonnaise. It was just sliding everywhere. It was a hot mess, and I don't have time. So I tweaked the recipe in my mind before I tried again. So this is actually my second attempt, and I did it pretty well. The one flaw I do say, try to get your shrimp as flat as possible so they don't curl up while you're cooking them. I know you guys, if you ever order shrimp from the carryout, I'm from DC, so the carryout is the Chinese place. That's what we call it. We call it a carryout. So if you ever order shrimp from the carryout, it comes like you order butterfly shrimp. It's like really flat and it's crunchy. Now I use regular breadcrumbs. If you want to make the shrimp like really crunchy, you want to use panko. But I didn't have any, so these are just regular plain breadcrumbs. So you got to do what you got to do. So definitely panko breadcrumbs instead of the ones that I have. I actually finished it up. That was it. So we need a next one. And the Zatarain's fish fry is already seasoned, as I mentioned, so you don't need to add any seasoning to it. Please do not add any salt on this meal at all. You don't need any salt. You don't need any other seasonings. The obey is just is extra. We're running low now. We need the next one, but oh yeah, I'm dancing out to Beyonce. There was some fist pumps because I'm watching Homecoming in the background. That's why I had to do a voiceover. But yeah, so we bread the shrimp. I like to toss it with my hands. I think it's much easier to get a nice coating. I know some people like to, when they batter stuff, to shake it up, but when it comes to the dip process, you definitely have to do hand toss. Be very gentle. So after I breaded all my shrimp, I put them, the first step, I put them on a plate so that way I can have the leftover remaining of the flour to do the last dip once I do the egg wash to the breadcrumbs and then back into the Zatarain seasoning. Now this is a double dose of the seasoning, not seasoning the fish fry mix, but it is seasoned, so this is all you need. Now, if you didn't have any seasoned flour, you're going to have to season your flour if you want to do it that way. I would say season the flour instead of seasoning the shrimp because it will be more flavorful. So if you did just have like plain old white flour or all-purpose flour, baking flour, or almond flour, or coconut flour, whatever kind of flour, you can add obey to it. You want to add garlic. You want to add no shrimp la behind, and you want to add like spices. You want to add a lot of pepper. The reason why I like Zatarain is because it has a little kick. It's like a Cajun, Louisiana style seasoning. So it's really good. It has a little baby kick. So that's why the obey is to help give it a little bit more, a little. Yes, and this recipe is for 2 people, 5 shrimp per sandwich. But in the end, you can actually just do 4. The way the length of the bread. The 5th one is just like an extra one that if you break your sandwich in half, it's just a little extra. You can pull it out and eat it. Just to taste the actual shrimp itself. You just some people like their stuff falling off the sandwich. We like a good sandwich. So yeah, so this is the last. No, it's not. We have one more left. So just keep repeating the steps. And when you're flipping the shrimp and you feel like it's not as flat, like while you lay it down, you can kind of pull it and like it won't restrain. Like if you feel the shrimp and it's like resisting on itself, break it some more so that it's loose. So when I press it down inside, that's what I'm doing, kind of breaking it apart so that it's loose. It's almost like, because it's meat, so it has tendons, so you have to break them apart. It sounds pretty gruesome if you think about it like that. But yeah, so last one, and we're done. So let me go ahead and get this disclaimer in. As you've noticed, I have paper plates, paper cups, I have foil, okay? I don't have time to be doing dishes. I have a lot of things to do, and I could do a few here and there, but that would have been how many bowls? No. I don't think so. So I use a lot of disposable plates, so you can say what you want. You can call me broke. I'm broke. You can say I'm homeless. I'm homeless. You can say whatever you want. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I use disposable because it's easier for the cleanup and it just makes life so much easier. Okay? When after you cook the shrimp, this part is very important to let it sit. So don't get your oil ready yet. Don't get your oil ready until after you've cleaned up your area. If you clean up, some people like it to be messy, but I can't have that. So just let it sit, because when the shrimp sit, once you touch it, it will have like it would feel kind of dry almost, like it the top of it dried out because the water from the shrimp kind of the crust already kind of soaked some of it up, and then when it soaked it up, it kind of dried it a little bit. So the longer it sits, the better it'll maintain the flat shape. So you see some of these are curling up a lot more than the second batch will. Which is still pretty flat. I'm telling you, butterfly that. Butterfly that. Because them shrimp balls on a sandwich just rolling all over the place is not the way to go. So butterflying the shrimp is unnecessary. I know you see shrimp po' boys and they're whole, but it's just a mess. So we don't butterfly them. Butterflying them is the best way to go. Alright, so here's our last 5. Can I just say, the sound of the fryer is like, that's not good. So now here's our shrimp. Look at that. They look so good. Perfect. Goes in. So here I'm going to go ahead and start getting the sandwich together. You see, I already have my station kind of set up. The camera angle is really wonky until I get it right, so just bear with me, okay? There we go. Now, I salt and pepper my tomatoes. I do say I use pink Himalayan salt. That's the only salt I use. I don't know if it's special or do I get it has minerals in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Ask Dr. CB. He knows. I don't. So that's just the salt that I use. And we have lettuce. I got the lettuce and tomatoes from Whole Foods on the way from work one day. I just before I hopped on the train, I went there. Now this is a tablespoon of mayo per bread. So kiss my butt, whoever. Because you know, you hate that you have to put disclaimers in, but I just know I'm going to read a comment and somebody's going to say something crazy. But it's okay. So I want you guys to tell me which sandwich you think is the better tasting sandwich. Now, the first sandwich is very light on the veggies, and enough cheese, right? Not too much. The second sandwich literally has a salad on it. A salad on top of it. And we have the fries. So which sandwich would you like? Would you like the salad sandwich with less fries, or would you like the regular sandwich with more fries? Thanks for watching.